What's up, soul family? Coming at you with another collective reading. If you've been looking for messages from your angels, ancestors, guides, even if they might be unconventional, somebody like Merlin or Damian Wayne or even the Scarlet Witch, anything like that, then I might have a message for you. I believe you can draw wisdom from all aspects of creation, even if it might not seem conventional to others. If you're interested in a one-on-one reading, you can go ahead and do so with the link in my bio or by directly messaging me. And I'm doing my first readings for $20 for the first one for up to 20 minutes. You can ask whatever questions you want. If it doesn't resonate for whatever reason, then I'll just refund you. And let's jump right in. I've been really liking using the tea leaves. I feel like they kind of like guide the reading versus kind of just, I don't know, these are a little bit more direct and they're simple and they're fast. So I usually pull like 3 at the beginning. So we have younger man, scissors, and then we have ring. So let me go ahead and see what these mean. So ring, a marriage will take place, either romantic or business. And then we have young man, dealings or relationships with a younger man. And then disappointment in some affair. Okay, really interesting, the 3 of these. I mean, whenever you're dealing with men, I mean, bound for disappointment, but I'm kidding. But one card fell out while I was shuffling. So here's the 7 of Wands. So whatever it is, it's like I feel like you have to defend it fiercely. Even if it's like a business, even if you're joining with like another person, make sure that you are defending and dotting your I's and crossing your T's. Yeah, I said that right. I always wonder if I'm gonna mix that statement up, but okay, cool. So whatever this is, I think you just need to be patient, be very calm, like take your time with whatever endeavor this is. And if it is a physical, actual marriage with another individual, then all the more reason to take your time and be cautious. And it's not necessarily saying this person's going to be good or bad for you, but you always want to be very mindful because there are countless people who think the concept of marriage will be something that just fixes, or just the title alone will define the nature of the connection itself. Even when it comes to having business partners, you want to make sure that you guys are on the same page. You guys are working together and have a very aligned vision, versus sometimes like where people tend to either not necessarily see things in the same way about how they want to approach things or how they want to deal with things, or there could be people who have shadier intentions. So it's always important to be very mindful of keeping yourself safe and also being very mindful of the potential for not necessarily things to go wrong, but to keep you always want to keep the best case scenario in mind and keep your eyes focused on that, but you never want to not be prepared for anything else. And I don't think that being prepared for something inherently sends signals to the universe that that's going to happen. I think you can I think you can simply have a contingency plan or backup plans while still putting all of your focus and all of your energy and all of your time to the main thing. So I don't inherently think that something's going to go wrong or anything. I'm gonna pull and see like what the disappointment in some affair might be related to. Maybe that's a little bit more romantic, maybe it's not. Maybe it's the business endeavor that you are with somebody in, and maybe you are in a business that you are not really enjoying, so to speak. I've seen it where people have had like business partners or things started out fine, but as things kind of like expanded, it didn't necessarily go the way that they were hoping. Okay. This makes sense. So I don't think it's necessarily disappointment in the sense of not being able to trust another person. I think it's disappointment in the sense of maybe you're hoping for things to pick up faster than they really were, and now as a result of it, you might be frustrated because the Knight of Pentacles is very slow-moving energy. It's like building like a business or building something brick by brick by brick, step by step. So maybe whatever this endeavor was, you were hoping for it to be a little bit faster, but it's just taking a little bit longer than you were initially expecting. And maybe that's where the disappointment is. So if that's the case, then maybe the other aspects of the reading we're pointing towards, like if you were working towards something with another person, then maybe both of you guys are trying not to be disappointed or frustrated with the process and how long it's taking, versus you having to worry about conflicting, I guess, agendas with the person you're working with. And even if it is the aspect of marriage and the romantic sense, then it could quite literally be pointing towards like still taking proper actions over time and then laying a very sturdy foundation for you guys to build off of. Could be either. Okay, cool. 8 of Cups. So I'd say this is the energy of learning from your past mistakes and not allowing them to be, I wouldn't even say mistakes. I think everything we do, it's like it allows us to learn. Like you can't necessarily know how something's going to work out or how something's going to happen until you actually engage with it or do it yourself. So I think it's important to be able to not be stuck in the things that don't necessarily go the way that we're planning, but be mindful of how we can still move forward and use that knowledge from the things that didn't go as intended to then get to where we want to get to. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have Harry Potter with the Page of Wands. So, a couple things. Continue to... Oh, another card flopped out. And the Five of Wands. So, I definitely think a couple things. Continue to put time and effort into learning whatever your skills is, whatever your skill is, whatever your craft is. Maybe you're somebody who's in a very competitive market, so you have to be very mindful of how you approach these things. And you don't necessarily want to, you know, when you're in a competitive market, you have to be very competitive, but how you approach competition can be different, can be key. And I say that in the context of sometimes it's about being authentic, and how you yourself embody that authenticity can then be shown within your product. So if you have certain things that you tend to lean towards or gravitate towards or even really enjoy, or things that kind of like light you up, you'd be so surprised about how those still, like those mentalities and those energies can somehow still become present in the products that you're trying to create. And I say this because a lot of times we're always looking for something that's going to set us apart from the other person, but that's what's going to set us apart from the other person. Being ourselves, being unique, and imbuing whatever product we create, and imbuing whatever we put energy into with that same energy. And maybe we're different in the sense of us being very meticulous, us being very specific with how we approach things, and even those little minor things, attention to detail, how some other people might, or even if it's something where you could be creating your product and it's a lot less serious, and it reflects, it's something that's a lot less refined and loose, but still works really well. It's like there's so many different ways that who we are can come through into what we are creating, and I think it's important to do the best of our ability, do the best that we can with what we have. But I think that will be the determining factor in how you get the results of what you're looking for, and how you kind of stand out of the competition. Or I'm sorry, I had it right the first time. My bad. How you stand out of the competition versus kind of like blending in or being stuck in with everybody else. It's like you want to kind of be different. So I think the Page of Wands is. Oops, I tend to fidget a lot, guys. I'm sorry. I think the Page of Wands is pointing towards like using your sense of wonder, using your own passion, using the things that you are personally interested in to get to what you want to get to. As always, peace and blessings, and I hope you guys have a great day.